McGraw-Hill Professional presents The Entrepreneur's Book of Actions. Essential daily exercises and habits for becoming wealthier, smarter, and a more successful entrepreneur. Written by Rhett. Narrated by Michael Anthony. Introduction. I was almost bankrupt. I was exhausted, and I was about to call it quits in 2009, 2 years after starting my first business. Like most new entrepreneurs, my business partner and I had rolled up our sleeves and started to work in the business immediately. We did that for 2 long, awful years, and it nearly cost us everything. Ironically, it was a huge break from a national retailer that forced my partner and me to stop and think about the business. It forced us to analyze and reflect on what we were doing and how poorly we were doing it. It made us realize we had to change our mindset. We had to change our habits and our frantic pace. That retailer helped us stop and push the reset button, which led to an amazing transformation in us and in the business. Chances are, if you are an entrepreneur, you found yourself in a similar situation, feeling overwhelmed and not knowing which direction you should be headed in. That's why I wrote this book. The Entrepreneur's Book of Actions will help you lead better, think better, work differently and more focused, and ultimately find the success you want. And it breaks the process down into manageable steps that you can build on each day. It will help you develop what I call the success mindset. The book will help you approach your business with a sense of clarity and purpose. Let's face it, the days of unrelenting brand loyalty that companies like Sears and McDonald's once enjoyed is forever buried in our past. They've been replaced with a much younger, more sophisticated generation armed with smartphones and apps that give us instant information. In fact, there is only one way for you to compete as an entrepreneur in this new world, and that is a personal evolution. You must evolve into a stronger, smarter, more resilient business leader. You have to thrill your customers, inspire your staff, seize opportunity, and never stop growing. Think of your business like a well-trained muscle. If you ignore it, it will experience atrophy, becoming weak and unable to do even the simplest of tasks. If you work it out every day, it will be strong and healthy. That's what makes this book different. It is the first daily exercise manual for your business where you work at making changes and creating better habits every day for a whole year. Let's talk for a moment about what this book is and what it's not. I have designed it to give you the tools to improve both yourself and your business. But know that it will take daily practice and serious commitment to find lasting success. Each lesson by itself is a building block, one small piece of the puzzle, in what it takes to become a complete business leader. So I want you to know this book is not one that you can read in a few days and expect miraculous transformations. In other words, this is not a quick fix book. If your goal is to find inspiration and creativity and to define what success really means for you, then this book will give you the necessary tools to make those discoveries. It will also teach you to better manage your life, your business, and your relationships, plus create a team of motivated employees and loyal customers. This book is a daily devotional, and it is designed to take 53 weeks to complete. From my life experience, the kind of significant change you seek takes time and commitment. Habits are hard to change. Creating new ones is even harder. The entire blueprint is here and ready for you to learn from. Each day you will be asked to complete an exercise that will help you focus on bringing out the very best qualities of the leader and person inside of you. This daily devotional will free your soul as you learn, relearn, and master these principles. You will be amazed when you start to realize how much your company will change over the next 53 weeks. If you take each devotion to heart as you embark on this life-changing journey, then I can make you 3 promises right here and now. 1, you'll get to know yourself better than you ever have before. 2, your business relationships will become stronger than ever. 3, you'll be happier, more confident, and a much better leader. With that, I can only offer one final piece of advice. As you devote your time to learning and practicing these new techniques, be sure to be brutally honest with yourself. That's easy for me to say, but doing it is quite another thing altogether. Trust me when I say this. The hardest truths to admit are often the most liberating once they're truly acknowledged. So don't sell yourself short. Dig deep and look for the answers from within. Before you turn the page and start with week 1, go out and purchase a brand new notebook to serve as a daily journal. Each day you'll be given a brief assignment, and then you'll be asked to write a few words about it. I cannot stress how critically important writing down your thoughts are for this process to work, and you will access this notebook frequently. Are you ready to make real, lasting change in your life and in your business? Then it is time for you to prove it by your actions. You can read this book 1,000,000 times, but if you do not take action and practice the lessons that the book teaches, you will not progress in your business. So let's get started on this journey together. Today is the first day of your transformation. Week 1. Passion and Purpose. Welcome to the first of 53 weeks that will help you change yourself and your business for the better. Before you begin to decide exactly what you need to do to grow and create the life you've always dreamed of, let's go back to the beginning. Where did it all start? Discovering your purpose in life is where you find fulfillment and satisfaction. Do you remember what you wanted to be the first time someone asked you? No, I don't mean when your response was a fireman or a princess. I mean when you had a real, honest answer that was fueled by passion. Try to remember that feeling. If you can, put that feeling into who you are as an entrepreneur today. Then you'll be off to a great start. Day 1. I have a purpose. I may be making a living, but I also have a life to live. It is my purpose to find a way to do both in the best possible way. Finding your purpose. Your purpose is what gets you out of bed in the morning and makes time fly. But have you discovered your purpose? How and when did you know? If you don't know, then why is it important to find your purpose? How do you go about finding it? Some people seem to be born knowing what brings joy and meaning to them. Most of us, however, need to figure it out for ourselves. Before we start asking ourselves some very important questions, let's begin with what we already know. Make a list of what you feel your purpose is, what your company's purpose is, and what your purpose within the company is. Are they the same? Spend some time today thinking about exactly what led you to this point. Day 2. My why will define my how. I will do what makes me happy and learn how to do it in a way that will support my dreams. Ask the right questions. Each day this week, you are going to ask yourself a question and write down the answer. Place that answer somewhere that you will see it throughout the day and constantly dwell on it as you progress through the day. Today we will start with this one. Ask yourself, what makes me feel happy and alive? This question has nothing to do with your business. Your purpose is often related to what you love to do. It may or may not be connected to your actual career. You may find it while volunteering or in your favorite hobby, or it can be something completely different. Think about what you look forward to. and consider how you can expand those activities into more of your life. In one word, write down your purpose and stick it where you will see it often throughout the day. Remember, your purpose is not a goal, it's what's driving you toward the goals that we will talk about later. Write down the things that make you feel happy and alive. Try to do at least one of those things today. Day 3. My future is bright. I will find my purpose and use it to define my future. Find your good. Today, you need to dig deep inside and be a little arrogant. Ask yourself, what am I good at? Don't be so humble. We all have talents and skills. What are yours? You may have the ability to build things, the patience to be a mentor, or the vision of a leader. You'll find more success in using natural strengths than in trying to get rid of your self-perceived weaknesses. Today, write down what you are good at and place it next to your purpose. Do they coincide? Does what you are good at change what you feel about your purpose? Make sure that you see the words often and spend time meditating over how you feel about them. Try to envision where they fit into your life right now. Day 4. I will not let others take away my joy. I will not let someone else define my happiness. Don't show me the money. We all know that money is necessary for survival. But what if it weren't? What if you could do anything and not worry about money at all? Dream a little today and ask yourself, if income didn't matter, what would I be doing? This question often leads directly to the discovery of your purpose, which means that the answer can point you in the direction of finding true happiness. So it's an important one to consider. Write down the answer and place it next to your answers to days 1 and 2. Has anything changed? If the answer to this question changes your purpose, then ask yourself, was I being brutally honest on day 1? Really believe that this kind of freedom is possible and take your purpose, what you are good at, and turn it into the money you need to survive. Don't let yourself get stuck. Start taking small steps to reach your goal. Day 5. Today I will take one step at a time. Small accomplishments will be huge assets in my life. Be the good. I truly believe that somewhere inside of each and every one of us, we want to make the world a better place. Yes, some of you have those narcissistic tendencies that might put yourself first, and that's fine, but there's still that hope for the greater good somewhere instinctively inside of you. Today, ask yourself, how can I add greater value to the world? Does your purpose help you to do this? If not directly, then how can the success of your purpose help you to add greater value to the world? Write down your hopes to make the world a better place today, and place that note next to your other notes. Then take an extra moment today and look at your answers. Imagine how you might feel if you were living your life with all of these things in it. When you take time to become self-aware, you can see where to use your knowledge and skills. You may be passionate about helping the elderly, building a new playground for the neighborhood, or changing laws in your city. Each of us has unique interests that can be used to make the world a better place. Day 6. Anyone can change the world. Today I will figure out how to do it. Leave your mark. Now that you realize your purpose and how it fits in with what you are good at, ask yourself, what will be my legacy? What do you want to be remembered for? What do you want to leave behind? Your purpose in life can affect how you will be remembered. It's an opportunity to leave your mark in the world and to make a positive difference in the lives of others. Now, take a step back. Today's exercise will be difficult. Write down what your legacy will be if you don't make a change today, if you don't focus on your purpose and do what you're good at. What will you be remembered for if you never push yourself to be anything more than you are today? Write your legacy down and keep it separate from your other notes. Hang it up so that you can see it at various times throughout your day. especially when you need some inspiration. Take in exactly how that makes you feel. Day 7. I have a legacy to build. My legacy will be outstanding. Today is the first day in the book of my life. The time is now. When you begin to consider your purpose, you are on your way to the happiness and enthusiasm that will enrich your life and the lives of others. You will have a natural focus that will drive you to reach your goals. You will become successful on your own terms. Why not start today? Now, let's go back to that legacy that we talked about yesterday. Write down exactly how you want to be remembered and what it will be for. Be completely honest, and do it with the hopes that all of the other things you've written down the first 5 days of this week have come to fruition. How does it make you feel? Can you push those awful feelings from yesterday away and step into the second week of taking control of your business and your life? Yes. You are ready to start growing. Week 2. Stepping Stones. A recent online post I read shared a 3-step program that anyone can use to motivate himself or herself. Wow. Just 3 easy steps to significant change. Sounds simple, right? Wrong. It takes work. It takes commitment. But if you start today by finding your motivation and sticking to it, you will be on the road to building a successful business and a happy life in less than a year. So the question arises, how do you motivate yourself? Write down the things you do to motivate yourself. Maybe you have a song that gets you pumped up, or a verse that you repeat to yourself. Maybe you think about your family. Whatever it is that you think is your motivation, make a note of it. If you don't already have one, I would like you to start a journal where you can keep your thoughts organized. Then you can use it throughout this process and go back and see how you have grown by the time you reach the end. Take up an entire page doodling about the things that motivate you. Make it artistic and explosive. Decorate your words. Remind yourself of those motivations every time you look at the doodling. Day 1. My mood will not be my master. Today I will try to control my mood and refuse to allow it to control me. A positive attitude equals success. The first step is to assume a positive, optimistic attitude. Research suggests that we procrastinate more frequently when we're in a sour mood. This fact brings forth another question. How do we find positive energy when we're not feeling very good? Make a list of things that put you in a bad mood. Think about how those things directly affect your motivation to succeed within your business. Dwell on those things today and try to decide if they really matter in your world. Day 2. Opportunities can be found. Today is a treasure trove, full of them, and I am going to begin to check them off my list now. My to-do today. One problem with finding motivation is that many people make to-do lists, but not many people force themselves to get the items on the list done. The reason is that we use our ability to think, to figure out what needs to be done, but actually doing them requires motivation and focus. Today, make your own to-do list, just for this week. Focus on things that you are avoiding on a daily basis and find the opportunity to resolve those issues. Next, think of why you want to reach those goals in one word. Find a smooth stone from your garden or on a nearby road and write the word on that rock, or make a small sign to keep in your office or to place on your bathroom mirror. Place it anywhere that will remind you of your first step in a new direction. Day 3. There are things that I need to stop doing. Today I will try to stop at least one in order to make my life better. Take a step back. Before you reach step 2, let's stop for a moment and look back at your list. How did yesterday go? Did you accomplish at least one thing on the list? What stopped you from accomplishing everything? Yes, time for another list. Write down what stopped you. Was it the same things that were blocking your motivation? How is your attitude? Make a list of things that you need to stop doing in order to accomplish your to-do list. Then put that list somewhere you will see it every day, like the wallpaper on your phone. Read it over and over again until you despise the things that are holding you back. Day 4. I believe in myself. The rewards of victory will be a prize of immeasurable proportions. Reward yourself. Once you've learned what's stopping you from finding your motivation, you can move on to the second step. Reward yourself when you've completed a necessary task. This tactic can be as simple as having a dessert at dinner or seeing a favorite movie. Today, make sure that you reward yourself as though you were a child learning a new task. Talk to yourself about your successes. Be sure you are recognizing your own accomplishments, no matter how small they may be. Then make a note about what your reward was and how you felt when you achieved it. Day 5. There are consequences to my actions. If I fail, I will accept those consequences with honor. Pop quiz. Now that you've learned to reward yourself when you stick to finding your motivation and accomplishing your goals, were you more successful, or did you struggle? Even though it may have worked out well, now you need to test yourself. Here's an idea that could cost you if you don't persevere. Find a friend that you trust and give him or her $100 with the goal of sticking to your to-do list for the entire day. If you complete the tasks, at the end of the day you get the $100 back. If you fail to complete the tasks, your friend keeps the money. See what you learn when you hold yourself accountable and motivate yourself with a possible reward and possible punishment. Day 6. Other people's happiness will not define my happiness. I will not spend my time and energy trying to make other people happy. Find your happy people. The last step is to surround yourself with people who will encourage you to get things done. Peer pressure has gotten a bad rap because of its tendency to cause kids to do inappropriate things. But peer pressure can also become an incredibly positive influence in our lives. There is nothing quite as inspiring as having the right types of friends who are successful and who motivate you through example. Write down a list of people who motivate you, and also a list of those who bring you down. Find a way to work your world around those positive personalities and make them more prominent within your life. It may be difficult to cut out friends who are holding you back, but try to at least avoid them until your major tasks are accomplished. Negativity is a virus that will overtake your motivation, if you let it. Day 7. I refuse to wait until I am dead to reap the rewards that I've earned in this lifetime. I will seize the day. The to-don't list. Now it's time to look at your negative friends list and prove each of them wrong. Cast those doubters aside and focus solely on your motivation. Did you find it this week? If not, then keep looking. It will be critical for your personal and professional successes. For today's exercise, write a list of the things holding you back from achieving your goals. We will call it your to-don't list. These could be skills that you do not have or bad habits that you waste far too much time and energy on. Then, moving forward, revisit your to-don't list as often as your to-do list to ensure that you are keying in on the proper focus. Week 3, Mental Motivation. Each time you face a fear and overcome it, you gain great strength. One of the ironic things about fear is that it becomes a mental obstacle for most people, causing them to be less of the person they could be in life. In other words, it stops them from accomplishing great things. I believe this lies at the root of much of the abject frustration that exists in the world today. Day 1. My fears do not control my life. I will not listen to them. I will be the person that I am destined to be. Breaking down fear. It's important to start by understanding that significant fear cannot be overcome overnight. That's why it's significant. To effectively deal with this kind of fear, it's helpful to break down the object of your fear into small, more manageable chunks. For example, if you're scheduled to give some sort of presentation to a group, but have great fear that you'll make a mess of it, break the task down as follows. 1. Know the subject matter to be covered. 2. Develop the actual content of the presentation. 3. Create the materials to be handed out to attendees. 4. Scout the venue. 5. Visualize the successful presentation. 6. Rehearse the presentation to yourself. 7. Rehearse the presentation to a group and solicit feedback. 8. Edit the presentation as necessary based on the feedback. One of the benefits of breaking a task that you fear down in this manner is it can provide you with some insight as to what specifically about the task causes you to be fearful. For today's lesson, take a moment to break down a task that seems difficult or almost impossible to you. This can be drafting a budget, preparing a speech, or even something as simple as planning a meeting that might help your employees understand your goals. Day 2. If you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. Zig Ziglar, writer. Talk time to yourself. One of the most challenging things to do in life is learn how to talk to yourself. Negative thinking completely saps our motivation, and it ultimately comes from allowing fear to guide your thinking. We let fear essentially run our lives. Once you've recognized this cycle, you can and must change it. Write down some negative thoughts in your life, regardless if they align with your actual fears. Make sure that you write down at least 10. Then think about what has made you feel that way. Day 3. My failures are assets. I have laid the foundation for my life, and today I am going to live that life. I think I can. I think I can. I just can't do it. Do you remember thinking that when you were in elementary school? You were learning so many new things then that you would take with you for the rest of your life, but you would often hear these words in the back of your mind when facing a new challenge. I just cannot do it. It was so much easier to give up than to fail. But this was the fear of failure. What things are you telling yourself in your personal or business life that you just can't do? Write them down today. Look at them. Then I want you to ask yourself, are these things really impossible? Nothing is impossible. Now write down something small you may be able to do to come closer to doing all those things that you keep telling yourself you can't. Think baby steps here. For example, if you want to climb Mount Everest, you'll need things like hiking equipment, travel arrangements, and skilled guides. Even if you're nowhere near ready for this journey, it is never too soon to take the first few steps and find ways to make your dreams possible. Day 4. Failure is a stepping stone. I will use my mistakes to learn, and I will not dwell on them. My mistakes will not steal my energy and focus. Tick, tock, try again. It isn't worth my time. Do you remember a time in your life when you tried to do something new with your life? You could see yourself in a new job or working on a new degree, but in the back of your mind you heard the voice, it just isn't worth my time. Again, you let the fear of failure demotivate you. Trying and failing are only bumps in the road leading us to our full potential, right? Think of something that you gave up a long time ago because it was too hard or took too much time. Could it have been part of your purpose? Is it something that is worth your time today? Get online and do some research. Can you still try it? Will it make you happy? If you still want to try, sign up today to participate in whatever it is that can lead you toward doing that thing again. Day 5. What might have been is not a part of my vocabulary. I have tried, I have failed, and I have been successful.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?